Question 9. Diagram on the right shows this function. This is a cubic function for this domain. Okay, state A1. State whether the function f is discrete or continuous. Okay, if it's a discrete function, that means it will have discrete values. So you will know when x is 1, y is 2. When x is 3, y is 4, so on. Okay, this is discrete. That means you have single numbers. It doesn't have anything in between. But if you have a continuous function, that means if let's say this is 1 and this is 3, you have everything in between. X 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. So it's a continuous graph. So in this case, since it's a continuous graph like this, it is a continuous function. Right, number 2. The range of values of f corresponding to the domain given. Okay, so they want the range of f. That means they want this range for the domain that they give. So the domain is between -3 and 1. So between this domain, our graph is from here until here. So this will be our range of f. So it's between 4 and -4. So you can write it like this. This is f. It's in between -4 and 4. B. By applying the horizontal line test, determine whether f has an inverse or not. Okay. So if you want to check if this graph is a function or not, you must apply the vertical line test. Because vertical line test will show us how many points it intersects. So if this line only intersects at one point, that means every object only has one image here. But if you want to test for the inverse function, you have to use a horizontal line test. Okay, why must you use a horizontal line test? Because the inverse function, the graph will, this is your graph, right? It will be flipped over this axis. So the graph will be like that. So if you want to check each object has how many images, you have to use a horizontal line test. So horizontal line test, if it intersects at more than one point, that means it is not a function. Okay, the horizontal line test has to only intersect at one point. Here in this case, more than one point lah. So it is not a function. Not a function. They didn't ask for the reason, but if they did, you can say each object has more than one image. Okay, because for the inverse function, this will be your y-axis, this will be your x-axis. It will terbalik because the inverse function, the graph will be flipped. So this horizontal line test is only to test the inverse function. If you want to test the actual function fx, you must use a vertical line test like this. Done.